Hi everybody, welcome back to the Stone House. Some of you have noticed that we haven't uploaded for a couple weeks, and I guess quite frankly, we've hit a wall with the house, with YouTube, with everything. Got a lot going on. New job, some of you know that, but just a lot of changes, and it's coming down to where I just don't have the time like I used to. And that doesn't mean we're going to stop uploading, because that's certainly not the case. It just means that we're having some growing pains, and I appreciate all of you sticking around while we're going through those growing pains, and I can feel your support from here. Just want to tell you that we're still here, we're still working on the house, still going to be uploading. It might just look a little different here going forward. We'll see. I don't know where the chips are going to fall, but I just wanted to be open and honest with everybody. And kind of give you a small explanation of what's been going on and where we've been. But as always, thank you so much for the support. We really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoy this really weird discombobulated video of 2 or 3 weeks all kind of mushed together. I got the windows done upstairs, and I feel good about what I've done, and I'm just not feeling it today, just not really in the mood to be working. And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. When you're not in the mood, don't force it. Because for me, at least, I'll do sloppy stuff or make mistakes, or you could hurt yourself. Just don't want to be here right now. Let me try to show you the best I can what I did. This is Elspeth's window. Turned out pretty good. Again, I only put the trim pieces on the inside of the sill. So I still need to trim these corners, all of them. And then we will be painting. You see, I got that miter pretty good. Yep, I'm pretty happy with it. Let me show you Jace's. Jace's turned out pretty good too. I think this one was opened a bit, very little bit there. And I'll show you Lily's. Now hers is different because this windowsill could only be so big. It was like the last little piece of wood I had, and I couldn't make these stubby parts stick out as far as you'd like. But I had to make it work because I wanted to use these wide boards for the sills. So it's only got a 1/4 inch overhang here. And I could only put in a 2 5/8 inch piece instead of a 3 1/2 inch piece. So her window is smaller though than the other kids' windows. So the thinner trim almost looks probably better. I think it turned out okay. I'm pretty happy with it. When my grandfather passed away, one thing happened that was kind of shocking to everybody is they were emptying his pockets from the hospital, and they found a really worn down stone in his pocket. Nobody had any idea what it was or where it came from, and it came out after talking with his sister that was Grandpa's worry stone, and that he literally kept it in his pocket every single day, and he would obviously rub it if something was bothering him or if something was on his mind. And he had that worry stone for as long as she could remember, and yet nobody else knew about it. And I guess why I wanted to share that story is that if you do have something on your mind, or if something is bothering you, I would say share it with somebody, and that you don't need to hang on to that stone in your pocket like a secret. Just don't be afraid to share your problems with someone that cares about you. And all I can say is that person would be happy that you did so. Even though our
pop out?
No. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Stone House. After over a year, Sarah has joined me and we are kid-free. So I think we always joke about, let's just go get lunch somewhere. It's very rare for us to be working on the house by ourselves. A couple things, I guess obviously we've taken a couple weeks off. I think most people would know that at this point. Just a lot going on, and I've kind of just preferenced to do other things versus work on the house, and it's okay, you know. It always bothers me when I don't work on the house, but it's okay. It's okay, and it's to take some time off. And then, you know, this weekend we're only working one day. Tomorrow we're going to do something fun, but we're going to bring you along too, and you'll see that in this video. I think there's one thing to talk about, I guess, that's happened out there in the last 2 weeks is we have all this stuff here. This is going to be for how do I say this? This is the stuff that we need in order to do the heat source for the first floor. And what we've decided to go with is we're going to use our boiler system and the hot air system that we have, and we're going to be putting in hot air on this downstairs, which is about 900 or so square foot. We're not going to do this work with the hot air stuff. I have someone set up for that, and he's really good. And I think it's going to get done probably within the next couple weeks, which is probably good timing, because then when we're done with the trim upstairs, that needs to be done. And then we can do the trim downstairs on the windows. Then we can do the floor down here and like the baseboard. And I think it would be almost outside of a lot of little jobs. But it's getting closer.
It's exciting.
We decided to go with these little tiny corner blocks in the bedrooms. We just like the way they look. I think they fit kind of the house, and it makes it a lot easier when you're doing your molding. Like, a lot easier. These corners, some of them are perfect, but most of them are not. Not having to cut miters is key to happiness. I'll show you Jace's room now. Jace's room, his molding actually is done. It needs to be painted and primed and caulked and all that kind of stuff. But you can see maybe, show you this one. It's like a corner block. In the end, you don't really even notice those kinds of things. And then for any outside corner, I actually did cut miters. So that turned out pretty good there. And you can see all the caulking and stuff that needs to happen. You know, that top line, just because I made that wood, you know, it's not perfect out of a factory. So that little gap right there needs to be filled with caulking and painted. It will all look good though when it's done, I bet. I really was getting ahead of myself thinking that I'm ready for baseboard in this room. I'm not ready for baseboard. I haven't done the back side of her door yet. That actually is what I need to do first, is the door. It's weird, you take a couple weeks off, you literally forget how to do everything and what you're doing. This is a very tricky door. Like, just the way that this is gonna be in my way. And then over here it's short too. Certainly didn't make it easy on myself choosing the type of molding that we chose. I don't really feel like working today. I just don't. It's going to be really hard for me to get in the mood. At the end of this video, we're going to take you to Open Gate Farmstead and show you my sister's farm. And her video is going to be released later this week, I think Thursday. And in that video, she is going to have a picture of the other side of our house. It's going to be of the apartment side. It's something that we've never shared anywhere. So if you check out her channel, you'll see that picture. Sorry for the tease, I guess, but I really want people to check out her channel, and I thought that was maybe a fun way of doing it. What's the point in talking this over? You know I'm just gonna fall apart. Always thought when I got older I'd learn to recognize false starts. For the pieces of trim that I have made and ready, I've got this door done as much as I can. The corner in here is a little weird, but it has to be. Everything lines up, everything looks okay. I'm missing the piece over here. So now we have to decide whether or not I want to try to make more trim and do more trim. But we also have one other thing that we almost forgot. I need to bring the lumber to the Amish to make our built-in. It was supposed to be there on the 1st, and I think today's the 2nd or 3rd. So we really need to bring that to him so he can get going on that. So I think on top of just being like really just frustrated with what's going on here, it's probably better just to walk away. And I'll tell you, it's like it makes me feel bad to do that because it's like I haven't worked on the house in 2 weeks. But this trim is really just like taking it to a whole new level as far as my frustrations. And I really have to play it slow. I cannot just try to do too much in one day because it just gets too it just gets to be too much. I just can't do it. I'm happy with what we've got done. It looks okay, but I think walking away and doing something different today is a good idea. So we'll load up that lumber and bring that to the Amish. It's so frustrating. And it's like, even if it turns out really good, it's still like you can't, it's not like you have that sigh of relief and then like you can let that stress go. I just can't. So it's just, once you get stressed over it, then it's just like, oh, I can't do it. I feel bad because you're here to work on the house and it's just like,
I'm here to
this is like the worst.
I'm here to be with you. Like, that's what matters to me.
Well, let's go load up the wood. That's something that actually needs to be done, and that will be nice to have out of here.
Mm-hmm. To our treasure trove. Our menagerie.
Thought about this too much.
For anybody new, this is butternut lumber that I've been storing in the barn for a while, and we're going to be getting a huge built-in made, custom built-in from the Amish. And if you become a Patreon member, we're going to be putting everybody's name on the inside of it, and that will be part of the house forever. And I really appreciate that type of support. I really wanted to do something special for Patreon members, and this is the best thing I could come up with. So check us out on Patreon. There is a link, and you can get your name put with this house, which will literally stay with it for hopefully forever. That's the plan. Taking the lumber to the Amish was the last thing we did this day, and the next day we decided to take a day trip to my sister's farm, which is about 4 hours north of us. The whole point of visiting my sister, and I did a really bad job of explaining it while we were there, is that we actually went and purchased a really cool goat for my sister, and they're going to be breeding that goat, and we're kind of going into business with my sister. And then I guess once you know that, now I think you're ready to see the rest of it. So what Sarah and I are thinking is that when the house gets done we're going to get to the point where we want to keep sharing on YouTube and we need something to share. So I think what we're thinking is that by getting this goat for my sister, and then she's got a whole bunch of other goats, they're going to breed, and eventually we might end up with some goats at Stonehouse.
Yes.
And then we're going to do like, we're going to definitely do goat milk soap. We'll probably make cheese and stuff for ourselves, but we're definitely thinking we're going to be making and selling soap. So I guess you can kind of look for that.
Yeah.
Neither of us have tried that yet, but
No, just cheese for us, but we'll try soap here in a minute.
but we wanted to get like a really good ram breeding kind of goat, and that's what this guy qualifies as. Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he came from Buffalo area, right?
He's from Little Valley, New York, so 7 hours away from us.
Little
Western
Valley, New York. And the farm that you got him from, what was it called?
He's from Utterly Top Notch.
Utterly Top Notch. So she's big on breeding for milk.
Yes.
That's...
And then we want to start getting more show quality and start selling them. Yeah.
So we might be teaching the kids how to do some goat showing.
Some walking around and posing goats.
Yeah.
So you'd start with a goat, you know, a little bigger than that, and you start posing them in front of you and teach them how to walk and sit.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and then you can get real close with the goat you want to show. It's a lot of fun. Machete's been to like 17 shows.
He's only won one of them?
No, he's won a lot.
Oh, okay.
He's won quite a lot.
So that's something to look forward to in the future as far as us kind of building up some goat herds and making the soap. I'm sure we'll have some videos on how to make the soap. And then you guys are going to start a website.
Yes. Yep. We're starting a website soon, but you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram. We have the YouTube. Thanks to my brother.
I'll link it all.
Yeah.
I'll link everything in our video this week. But yeah, check out Open Gate. They do a lot of stuff around here. It's actually hard to even take it all in one day. There's a lot going on. But we're looking forward to that. That will give us something to do, you know, because we're bored. This is all when the house is done. When the house is done, we're definitely going to want something like this. I think it's just kind of fun.
You might get them sooner than you think, though.
I don't know.
Would they be like this?
You would get them little. Yep, you would get them.
Nice, and we get to have them little. We can hold them every single day. They're so funny when they stick out their tongue.
He's just yelling to his mom. He wants you to scratch his head.
Yeah, it's too late.
I think he likes you, Jace.
Can you smell him? Because you guys
He's trying to
I
push
can't
you.
smell him.
Okay.
I think he likes your boots.
He's a Liz. Dinky. He likes his head scratched.
Ow! I want to give the poke to him.
He wants his head scratched.
Hello. Hello.
Ow!
I think he's marking his territory on you.
Hello.
I think his horns itch.
Hello.
Jack.
Hello, 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 hello.
It's pretty funny.
Ow! He just untied my shoe.
I wish I could go in there.
I wonder where the baby sheep is.
Perfect.
Come right out here with it, I guess.
Yep, go right out.
It's the
It feels just like Grandpa's sweater. Its survival instinct is just to hold still.
Yeah.
Don't move.
Doesn't it feel so cool, too? Is that the little boy?
Shaking with excitement.
Are you shaking? Are you cold or are you excited? They like Pepsi.
We had to get these from our neighbors. We don't drink soda.
If you've got a second and you're interested, please check out the link to my sister and her husband's channel, Open Gate Farmstead. They work really hard on the farm, and my sister works really hard on the channel. They put out really good content, and I would love it if you guys just checked it out and tell them that 1806 sent you. Thanks.
Here, put this under. Yeah, like that.
Isn't it cute?
What's your favorite part of Open Gate then today? What was
My favorite these goats. These goats, yeah.
those baby goats?
Little one. Say goodbye, that one.
Bye bye.
Bye, that one.
People were bracing for the end. Hell is where we're all reaching. This clash is all of our ideals, asking answers